Thanks for tuning in to this week's video. This week we're going to be talking about why specification is key and why being a generalist won't help you achieve your goals. Now, for me, for a long time, I just trained general strength training. I wasn't powerlifting, I wasn't ollie, I wasn't strongman. I was just kind of training just for the heck of it, and I got stronger during the time, there's no doubt. But I see a ton of people who want to get stronger in the squat, bench, and deadlift, or the power clean, or they want to get faster, or they want to be better for this sport or that sport. And they ask, how do I get better? Or how to become more athletic? And what a lot of people don't understand is that by doing a ton of other stuff aside from what they're trying to get better at, you're just wasting your effort towards other things. Now, for me specifically, I have a lot of goals oriented towards these other avenues of strength training. I want to be a competitive strongman. One of my goals is to power clean 4 plates. But I'm not going to get there by training for powerlifting along with these other avenues. I'm not going to get a 405 clean by training my squat, bench, and deadlift to be strong along with the clean. Right now, I see a ton of people who just want to do a little bit of everything and don't stick with one thing long enough to really make it worth their while. They'd be better spent just focusing on one thing in that one sport and carrying throughout. For example, I see people who do a ton of cardio, and they try to get bigger while doing, an hour or two of cardio every single day. And that is really just not great for hypertrophy. I mean, you can talk optimal or whatever, but it kind of makes intuitive sense. You're not going to get huge when your body is expending all this energy doing 2 hours of cardio and trying to recover from that, along with trying to build muscle, because doing 2 hours of cardio is not the most hypertrophic thing that you can do. So this video is going to be going over why specifying is so much better than trying to be a generalist and be a little bit good at everything. So thanks for tuning in to this week's video. Hope you guys enjoy, and feel free to leave any of your tips or comment down below on what you think about this video. Now, in this video, I'm going to be going over some of my main strength goals going forward, and some of the things that I want to achieve in my life and how I plan on doing those. So right now, this is my number one goal in powerlifting, since this is what I've been training for the past couple of years, is powerlifting. I don't plan on doing powerlifting forever. I just don't. There's other things I want to accomplish. There's other strength sports that I want to do, along with some track and field stuff and some other stuff that I've been looking forward to doing for a while. I'm not going to be a powerlifter for the remainder of my life for several reasons, but one is I'm not just super interested in just the one thing. I want to try a little bit of it all. But that doesn't mean I'm going to go off and try to do it all at the same time. Right now, I want to be a national level powerlifter, and my goal currently is to total 800 kilos at nationals. Now, it's a stretch goal. It's going to be tough, and if I don't hit it at nationals, I want to hit it by the end of the year. But I want to total 800 kilos, and I want to hit a 500 dots. Those are both very respectable marks in powerlifting, especially in the 100 kilo weight class. Hitting an 800 kilo total is something that not a ton of people can do, and you need to be a dang good powerlifter to hit 800 kilos. And that's just a goal I've had for a while. Once I hit that, if I want to stay in powerlifting, I'll probably set another goal and go for that. But that is my immediate goal going forward in powerlifting, is to hit that goal. Some other goals I want to hit in my life is, like I said earlier, hit a 405 power clean. Am I going to be trying to hit that 405 power clean while I'm doing powerlifting? No. What I'm going to do is I'm going to spend a year or two focusing on Olympic weightlifting. I'm going to focus on the snatch and the clean and jerk. I'm going to compete just like I've done in the past couple of years, and I'm going to specify in Olympic lifting so I can get those numbers up. Am I going to still bench occasionally or deadlift occasionally in that? Yeah, sometimes I clean for the heck of it in the off season, but that doesn't mean that's what I'm focusing towards. So that's number 2, is a 405 clean. If I could hit a 405 clean, I would be super ecstatic. Right now, my max is 315. Hit that a year or two ago. It was a huge goal of mine to hit 315, but I really think that I can hit 405 if I dedicate a couple of years. And Olympic lifting is something that really been interested in for a long time. We used to clean all the time for football and for track and field. So getting better at the clean and the snatch are just such powerful movements that I'd love to get better at, and then just kind of leave some of the minutia of powerlifting behind would be kind of nice, and just go throw around weights. There's something to be said about just going to the gym and putting in good work with Ollie and just throwing weights around instead of trying to get every single piece of equipment like up to comp standard and making sure everything is just absolutely perfect so you can hit a maximum load on the squat, bench, or deadlift. There's something to be said about just going and throwing around weights. Being a specialist in what you're doing is going to help you so much in achieving your goals, as opposed to doing a month of something then switching, or doing a month of something and switching. Staying with something for years and years is what's going to get you to where you want to be, and not just be like average at what you're doing. Putting time and effort towards what you choose to do is going to take you so far in achieving your goals. And that's what I kind of aim to do on this channel, is to just be consistent with it. I know it's not perfect, but it's something I want to keep improving upon, and eventually it's going to be pretty solid. And I've just been trying to get better and better each and every time I post a video, whether it's with just content quality, or how scientific it is, or how I can do better thumbnails, or like just in studying analytics, or whatever the case may be. I just want to improve in what I'm doing and be consistent. And over enough time, if I like to do something and then I stay consistent with it, it'll probably end up with some pretty good results. So that's what this week's video is about. Just being a specialist in what you're doing. Quit trying to do a little bit of everything, or a month of something and then something else and then something else. You're going to really derive some great benefit and be really happy about what you're doing if you stick with one thing and specialize in it and really focus on getting better at that one thing. So that's going to wrap up this week's video. Before I let you guys go, we are going to answer a listener question. He asked, does incline or decline bench really contribute that much to a max bench press? And would he suggest that I do, that someone should do that for increasing your 1 rep max? And that kind of goes into this week's video a little bit. And I would just suggest benching more. There's no need to do a standard bench, an incline, or a decline day. I would honestly just suggest, devoting that fatigue and the recovery resources you're going to need to recover from those things towards benching. If your goal is to bench more, the main way you're going to get better at benching more is to bench more frequently and really acquire that skill and that strength through that range of motion, and quit trying to mess around with whether you should be inclining or declining or anything like that. I see too many people want to grow big benches and they bench 3 times a week, which is fine. It's a good frequency, but they have 1 day of incline, 1 day of decline, and 1 day of flat bench, which is, if you're going to do it like a bodybuilding split kind of a deal, go ahead. Like, that's fine. If you want to do it for hypertrophy, that's fine. But if your goal is to get stronger in the 1 rep max for your bench, doing these other things besides benching that are going to take away from your 1 rep max or your strength in the bench is just going to inhibit your ability to get stronger. I would just suggest, taking those days and benching like your normal bench, and just adding frequency and volume through that same range of motion that you're going to be using for your 1 rep max in the bench, and making every rep look the same. That's what I would suggest for that. If you have any questions that you would like to have me answer in a upcoming video, feel free to drop those questions down below. If you have any comments on the content I dropped in this video about specialization versus generalization, feel free to comment down below too. I would really love to get other people's input on what I have to say, and I love seeing your guys' comments and the commentary down below. So feel free to like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.